Alright, what's up guys? So, I thought I'd record a video like this. I haven't done a video such as this in a while, just randomly talking about nonsense. And today's topic, I'm a little bit under the weather still, but today's topic is basically, I don't know, it's like, what do you do when you feel lost? And sort of made something similar, but this is more like, you know, sometimes you don't feel like gaming, you don't feel like talking to other people, you don't feel like doing the same things that other people do, right? And there's some ways around that. It's like, there are days like I've played games pretty much my whole entire life, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play games today. It's like, that's normal, but it's like sometimes there are more relaxing games, and like Valheim, I would say this game that I'm playing now is one of the most relaxing games I've ever played in my life. So let's clip that. Just the music, the atmosphere. I left the music on just so everybody could experience that. But I'm sort of new to it. I haven't played, you know, hundreds of hours, or even, you know, tons of hours like other people. And like, there are tougher games, like say for me it's a tough game, but say Elden Ring, that's a tough game. Where can I go into how? It's been a while. I haven't gone on this game in a long time. Anyway, so it's like, sometimes, at least I can, of course we can only speak for ourselves, and I can only speak for myself. I've always been, for the most part, an introvert, right? So sometimes I like to shut myself out, you know, and off from the rest of the world and other people. And as you can see, I'm jumping, having my character jumping. That's why I'm doing that, so I can level up that skill. Not just doing that. Anyway, yeah, so sometimes I'd like to just shut myself out from other people, and it's convenient and it's helpful. I find it helpful, but it's not always the greatest thing to do. It's good temporarily, you know, sometimes you just need a good, you know, good silence. Like, that's why I found video games are good for me in that way. Come. Oop. I don't know if I brought something. There you go. Gotcha. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, there are times when I just feel lost and just feel down, and it's not even wouldn't even say exactly the depression, but it's like the, you know, the mood swings, or, you know, it's people that get us down, and I'm just like, I just need to move on. I need to do something else. You know, say it's a job and you need a different job. You've been stuck at the same job for years upon years, and you know, it's like, it's not working out, and you just finally realize it, you know. And there are times I've been stuck at, you know, jobs for a while, and I'm like, wow, maybe this isn't the job for me. You know, maybe I shouldn't be working in this type of industry. Maybe I should be working in something a bit more educational, a bit more creative, right? Alright, that should be good. Alright, cool. Wanna change it up a bit. And yeah, no. So that's why, for the most part, that's why I create YouTube videos, is because I want to not have this is kind of weird saying, but I don't want to just have an audience. I want to express myself, not only the audience, but also to myself, to my inner self. You know, you want to, sometimes it's good to keep a journal, to write down notes to yourself. Not everybody does that. And it is hard to keep up with. It can be. But, yeah, this is a gorgeous game. I'll come back to it every once in a while. I haven't played it in, I don't know, maybe beginning of this year or something like that. But it has been a while. Maybe last year. But, yeah, it's been a while. It's like, it's one of those games where you sort of get lost in, I feel. And if you have a Steam Deck, you know, it plays well as well. Okay. But yeah, more laid back videos I like making, and more to the point of getting lost. So feeling like you're lost. So when you feel, you know, you feel lost or something, right? Sneaking up on me. I don't know if I have enough. Alright. But yeah, sometimes you know, you just feel lost, and then just in life in general, not just in certain things, but in, you know, generally in life. Sorry, I heard a noise behind me. And then, you know, you just want to, you can't always get a fix. You know, it's not, sometimes there's a temporary fix, there's not always a permanent fix. Sometimes there never is. But, there are always those temporary fixes. And that's why people go to, I guess, addictions, and, you know, or sometimes, you know, people get into video games, certain hobbies, and they're like, okay, this could be interesting. It's not my specific field, but I could get down with this, right? It's like, that's why I come back to, I wouldn't necessarily call them cozy games, but more relaxing, laid back games. It's like, say, for instance, okay, you have a very traumatic, exhausting day of work, or day out in the field, or day you're just driving, right? And somebody calls you a jerk, or really nasty name. And then you don't say anything back to them, because you just want to, either you want to be the bigger person, or you do say something back to them. And then later, you're like, okay, maybe you know, option A, you're like, okay, I feel some guilt. Or option B, there are some people who don't feel guilt, and they're like, okay, you know, that felt good. And it's never fully good, you know, it's a temporary feeling, so it's not gonna last forever. So it's similar to that, I guess, and I didn't even know where I was going with that, but it's sort of similar to that. It's like a temporary feeling, right? It's like you want to find those temporary fixes that could lead to permanent fixes, right? And it's like, in a way, video games, writing, those are, for me, those are temporary, and some are permanent fixes, because they've led me to other situations. Like, I've been really sad and down in my past, and I've gotten out of it, for sure. But you know, I've known tons of people, and like, they've never gotten out of it. And there's a good reason why. And you can try to help those people, but it's very difficult because a lot of the times sometimes those people don't want to be helped. But anyway, moving on. So you have this feeling of lonely with feeling lost, right? And I get this feeling constantly. And that's one of the things I wanted to go on with this video, making this video, is when you feel lonely all the time, you have this moment of reflection that not a lot of many people do. And what's really crucial in life, what you should do, what is a good idea to do, it's like, what am I doing in my life? What am I doing? What have I done in the past 24 to 72 hours, right? And, it's like, am I really using up all my time? Am I using up everything? Can I learn more? Can I teach others? Blah, blah, blah. Do I want to teach others? So, like, keep asking yourself questions, but don't linger on those questions, but use those questions to motivate yourself, inspire yourself to want to do more in life. It's like, I always think about this, it's like, people have so much limited time, right? But truth is, they always worry that they have so much limited time in life. And I've reflected on this for, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding, buddy. So it's I've come to realize it's like, it's not a, like, it is a big deal that, humans have limited time, but and I actually heard this from a video game years ago. It's like, it was an alien talking to a human. An alien could live for a very long time. I think it was Mass Effect, if I'm not mistaken. But the alien was so amazed by humans that they were just saying, they're so inspired that the humans, were able to accomplish so much in their limited lifespan. And so that's what I always try to tell other people, right? I always try to say, it's like, don't worry about your limited life. It's just do what you really want to do and what you think you can do now. Like, not everybody can get done what they think they can get done in their whole entire life. I mean, that's not possible. But they could try, and trying is better than not trying at all. So I guess moving on to, there's another topic of conversation, because that was a pretty big one, and I guess it was heavy on my mind, and sometimes I have a lot of these thoughts on my mind constantly, and I need to find a way to put them out into some type of format. I write them down at times, but sometimes they're just floating around in my head, and I don't always have the time to live stream, but I want to make more videos, especially on this stuff. So, and I think video games are one type of way in which we as humans especially, can speak to others, we can travel, we can see different settings, and similar to, the old school style of books. I always laugh when I say that, because that was coming out of my mind, and then that was coming out when I was reading that out loud a different way. Anyway, originally when books were first coming out, especially fictional storytelling, they were way different than they were today, right? It's like if you read about any of the very old tales, like very old, even from the 1800s. It's like you'll get a completely different perspective on the world versus today. And I find things like that interesting. So that's another viewpoint I guess I had. And one of the things that makes video games so great is because it heavily reminds me of that. Heavily reminds me of books back then. You know, when we humans were first reading them. If you are a human, of course. I mean, I don't know, maybe you're an alien. Maybe you're a dog or a cat listening to this. Or watching this. If so, hello. But, yeah, and I think that's something a lot of people don't know who don't play video games. They're just unfamiliar with everything. They just see, a lot of people just mostly see video games as just violent, and that's you know, the loud ones. I always like to say a lot of the loud ones can be violent. There are a lot of ones that don't get noticed. Like, I was telling somebody about Valheim when it first came out, and well, not when it first came out, when I first started playing it, which was like a little bit after it first came out, and they're like, wait, somebody actually made a game like that? I'm like, yep. It's pretty cool too. Should not be here. But yeah, and so I think that's what makes games like this really interesting, because they often go unnoticed, right? We make it back. Probably head back. But another perspective is when you're really feeling lost. Another key interaction is, I guess not key interaction, but another feeling thing you could do, or thing you could gravitate on, is you know, obviously we talked about the reflection, and obviously that's very important, right? That is very annoying. Yeah, so reflection is super important. A lot of people should be aware of that. I got a way down over there. Yeah, this game is beautiful at night. But so reflection is reflecting on your actions and the past is, in my opinion, it's important. But also being aware of your surroundings and being aware of those around you, is because you never know, and this is what I've learned, you know, as I've gotten older, you never know what another person is going through. You know, they could go through the same exact thing but not even say anything, and this is the type of stuff that I deal with, because whenever I go through things like this, I don't really mention it to other people. Just because that's another way I block things out. And yeah, it can be a good thing or a bad thing or something in between. It can just be part of your personality. So yeah. Hey, buddy. Yes, burn, baby. So it's, yeah, it's like... Two, are you? Yeah, so make sure also, you know, you don't want to block people out because it's important to make sure that they know what's going on, but also check in on others every once in a while. You know, check in to see what's going on with them. Yeah, I sort of wanted to make this video because I hadn't made any videos like this in, you know, a very, very, very long time. And sort of showing off this game. Because I like this game a lot. I started playing this game, oh, maybe about, I don't know, it was a bit ago. But, I can't remember exactly when, maybe a year or two ago. But it's a lot of fun, but this game, it really has a certain type of, calmness to it, I should say. But yeah, and I'll be releasing more videos like this, and I don't really know what to talk, maybe like commentary type videos, I should say, but I'll just write down like certain basic topics and then just talk about them, like maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes each, and so I could upload them very quickly. I'm not sure how many I'll do a week, but I enjoy making them, and know that other people have liked them in the past, so that is a plus whenever other people enjoy them. And this one was mostly about, because it's a feeling that I've always gotten, right, is what's gone on in your life and what to do when you feel lost. And because it is a big problem, can be a big problem, it's because, right, what happens, it's like you don't talk to anybody, you shut others out, you rely only on yourself, you don't really talk, and that can be a big problem. And especially in today's age with social media, everybody really depends on that, and, well, not everybody I should say, but a lot of people, and they focus a lot on that. And I wouldn't say it can be harmful or it can't be harmful, but when you do something of when you do something too much, it can become harmful. So I would just make sure that, I don't know, my feeling is like, it's just difficult knowing always what to do. So the only reason I made this video is because I've dealt with things like that in the past, and I hope that you all enjoyed this video. But until next time, catch y'all later. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'll upload this video, but alright, take care. Peace.